I really marvel at the Buddha. Really, really marvel, because he who has completely seen the way the mind works, and there are all kinds of, he would also be in contact with all kinds of minds. And our mind without training has a lot of dukkha. And sometimes training brings along with it more dukkha, where we haven't quite figured it out at that point where we are still searching dukkha of the first order. You think lay dukkha is bad. Wait till you've experienced the practitioner dukkha. So near and yet so far. So near, we want to believe, yet so far we perceive. They're not the same, huh? We don't know. Actually, you don't know is as good as that far. Agree? But we're very fortunate in our lifetime, in this lifetime, the Dhamma is still here. Pure Dhamma is still here. We still have Sangha who are physical embodiment of the path. You look at them, you see their practice, you know they got it. So because of these Sangha members, because the Dhamma is still here, we still got chance. This life, we all still have the opportunity to realize in whatever levels, to whatever degree, let's just do it enough so that when the next life hit, we're not in shock. Like, oh, what's this? It will be, correct. I directed my mind correctly. Okay? Shall we begin? Over lunch, a few questions were brought up to my attention. And because of the questions, I have so much to say. So much to share, because I'm so afraid that the rest of you also have this kind of questions and all kinds of questions. So I will not go into them yet. We will wait for the end before we start exploring some of those questions, shall we? We'll continue with our rhythm. We are going to start with another round of meditation. I know, after lunch, yes. Unfortunately, that's your flow. Because before lunch, if you recall, before lunch, we were talking about perception, feeling. So body, feeling, perception, Shankara. Okay, we were talking about these four. We are going to try and sit and observe this time. So you will do the body first, okay? Meaning you settle your body. Let me just explain the body part. I know some of you have learned meditation somewhere else, and you are now very proficient with bringing attention to breathing, right? And be honest. Earlier on, I asked you to watch the body, but you happily went to the breathing because you're familiar with that. Did you do that? Went to the breathing? You struggle. You want gross. You want gross. But if you went to the breathing, were you able to stay there? Or did the mind start to drift? Sure drift. Now let me explain why body. Okay? Many of you know that I've been doing this for 30 years. I started 1994. Almost 30 years, right? 1994, 93, 94. Thereabout, I cannot remember exactly which one. Wasn't mindful enough. So not sure. Was it 93 and 94? I've got to ask Yen Yen, which one was that? And I learned from various teachers. From my first teacher was the Mahayana Sangha. who specialized in teaching meditation. My second teacher was a Theravada Mahayana Sangha. Because he midstream changed rope. He was one rare Sangha who went through all three traditions. He was first Mahayana, then Theravada, then Vajrayana. So he's the only Sangha I know who has gone through three transitions. I learned then from another Theravada Sangha, whose method became so popular. For a while, it took Singapore Theravadian community by storm. Yes, you heard of tsunami? That was the tsunami. Okay, everybody I know was going to Sri Lanka Ramaya to learn from him. Then we went Burmese, Mahasi method. Okay, so you're like, wow, you roam around. Yes, so you ask me, the hard to the soft to the hard to the straight, all we have done. I have done. But ultimately, the Sangha that taught me right and taught me well, like Chun Chun, was the first one, the Buddha. I went back to the Sutta. I dropped Visuddhimagga. I dropped all these other books. I dropped them all. I told myself, if there is anybody who got it right, it must be the Buddha. I took him out. I took his teaching out. I took his teaching out. I dissected the teaching. You should see my dissection. What I did with you on Anapanasati, Anatalakana, was nothing compared to what I did with his Kayagata Sati Sutta. I used that one. And those of you who know me from a long time ago know that I don't teach meditation. For a long, long time, I don't conduct retreat. I don't teach meditation. I only do Dhamma talks. And I was very happy just doing that. And the reason I never taught meditation was because even though on my own, I could do it, I can go very still, I can go very deep, I can go very far. But it is not 100%, meaning sometimes it's hit, sometimes it's missed. You don't want a driving instructor who gets it 50% of the time. Agree? And so I told my very good friend, I told Yen, I said, I'm going back to the jhanas, start from basic. Then she went, why? You done all this, you went go back for what? I went because if I'm ever going to teach, I need to see primary one all over again. I cannot do an express course and then, what's primary one like, primary two like, primary three like? Cannot. So I went back, really, all the way back, primary one, pull up the sutta, went step by step. You cannot control it, you're not in it. You don't do it right. You can control, you will know. But you don't do it right, you don't know. So I slowly, okay, rebuilt everything, reconstructed the house, house of meditation, reconstructed. Because like many people, there was a time I believe that's the Holy Grail. That meditation was the Holy Grail. I believe it like everyone else. In fact, if I ask you, do you believe that? A lot of you too shy to admit, but deep down inside you believe that's so. Okay? But actually, the Holy Grail is not meditation. The Holy Grail, there were many of them. We were three. The first and most important is Ditti. The most important, in the practice, the most important is Ditti. Ditti is what? The lens. Right view, right understanding. And Saddha, purpose, is to help you build Ditti. Okay? Just remember that Saddha, faith, confidence. Traditionally, it says faith, Sattva is in the triple gem, Buddha Dhamma Sangha, and everybody goes, yes. No, it is the triple gem, but you must allow the triple gem to override your mind, your views. We may all be Buddhists, believe in Buddha Dhamma Sangha, but we don't get his teaching in. His teaching comes into here, then kena langgar by your brain. We filter his teaching out. We filter his teaching through our views. So that saddha, that faith, right, is an enabler. It enables you to calm down your view, open your ears, be receptive to the teaching as he taught. But in our time and age, we have another problem. Our second problem is his teaching is now translated by people, by teachers, by us, by trainers, by facilitators, by teachers, we call us whatever, or guides. And you can have different guides having a different understanding. So that's why I always tell people, you first must learn how to read the sutta and read it right, because that's the purest. Okay, that is proximate to the purest, because he didn't record it himself. He did like, he didn't do it that way, right? It's filtered through the first generation of teachers. But because that was done as an assembly, it was not individual, it was a consensual recording of the teaching as they all collectively remember. So that's our best shot at hearing his teaching. It was filtered through the minds of the teachers, the practitioners then. It was. But because there was no recording, you have no choice but to accept that filter. Okay, that one we also need to understand. Okay, so the first Holy Grail, DT. You must get that understanding clear and correct. Correct emphasis. Correct emphasis. Correct what? Correct what? What did he teach? Get that correct. Correct how? How are you going to apply? What did he teach? So these are the key components you must know clearly. Four Noble Truths. And the methodology, the Eightfold Paths. The Four Noble Truths embedded in aggregates and tilakkhana, three characteristics. So if there is nothing else you know of the Dhamma, you just know these. 4, 3, 8. 4, 3, 8, 5. I give you a 4 number. 4 Noble Truth, Eightfold Path, 3 characteristics, 5 aggregates. Then you, halamak, so ambitious, 6 sense bases. 6, 5, 6, 5. Either or, you want both, suka you. But they are the same. Okay, I mean the same as in the purpose, their role is the same. Their role is the same. So you will see suttas where he talks about the 6 sense bases and talks about the characteristics, the 3 characteristics of 6 sense bases. There will be the sutta where he talks about the 3 characteristics of the 5 aggregates. They are the same. You either use 6, you want to use 5, and on the daily life, you will use both, depending on what your mind takes you. But it's the aggregates of these. Okay? Once you get the aggregates of these, the characteristics of these, characteristics of the 5 aggregates, characteristics of the 6 sense bases. You get these right, that will be the foundation for understanding the Four Noble Truths. Then what's next? Buddha said, right? That's it. The Noble Truth is now part of your lens. You are good to go. The Noble Truths must be part of your lens, your Sanna, So in daily life, you feel a sense of anxiety. It is because there is a one thing. You can say, I don't have, but you have akusala, you have anxiety, you have negative sensation. There is a one thing. But what is it? You must know yourself. I cannot tell you. You got to figure it out. Because I'm not you. I don't know what is the one that you want. What is it you want? I don't know. But you must know there is something. There is a one thing. One what? One what? Don't know. You got to see. See for yourself. How do I see? Objective. So we have to start from scratch, no? Recognize the aggregates. All 5 of them. Recognize arising of the aggregates. Recognize one thing in the aggregates. Recognize letting go of the aggregates. Recognize peace. That is just it is. Okay? So that's the first one. Because you have your right DT, because that is correct, it will translate into how you relate to the world, you conduct yourself. So through expression of speech and action and those thoughts that we harbor, that's the sila. And it's an extremely important grill for meditation. Okay? This was said by the Buddha himself. Without sila, what's the purpose of sila? He was asked. And he said the purpose of sila is so that there is no remorse, no worry, no agitation, nothing. What's the purpose of this no remorse? Then you will feel joy. You will feel the joy. If there is no worry, no agitation, no tension, there is joy. What is the purpose of this joy? The joy is for the tranquility of the mind. You have no joy, there is no tranquility. With joy, there is tranquility. What's the purpose of the tranquility? Then the mind can still. Then samadhi arises. So samadhi is not arising by force. You do not will yourself into samadhi. It can be done, yes, but that's the wrong version. Why do you think the Buddha says right samadhi? Right samadhi. Everything is right. Right view, right thought. You think he put there for fun? You know, samadhi not good enough. Let's put sama, just for the heck of it. Buddha doesn't do anything for fun. Every word that was used has a purpose. Right thought, right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness. Mindfulness also got right and wrong. Effort also has right and wrong. And therefore, samadhi also has right and wrong. So if there is no purity, no joy in living daily life, no joy, no lightness, no softness, you don't have that, the samadhi must lie. Can it be done? Sure, you went to orientate your brain, right? Every day just whack at it, whack. At some point, the brain cannot condition into. And this is what will happen. If you force it into stillness, it will like, then what happened? It will be like that. That's why you have different traditions, different schools, there are other, look, we are not the owner of stillness. We are not the owner of meditation. There are many people who do that. There are many. But that's not the end goal. The end goal is not stillness. The end goal is liberation. The mind must release. The mind must feel free. The mind must feel unencumbered. If the mind can feel free, the mind is done. If the mind doesn't feel free, you feel this stillness. I won't call it stillness, it's concentration. And indeed, it's that word, concentration. But it doesn't have lightness. In Mandarin, everyone speaks Mandarin here. Mandarin is 这个路走得很苦. The 路 is very cool, no? Right. It's like, oh man, this one, And you know what? I want to go back to my lay life, my secular life. And if I feel very down, I can just watch TV. Happiness, distraction. This is your two extreme. These are the two extremes. Okay? So just remember, there must be right understanding followed by how you lead your life, the choices that you make in life, the softness, the kindness, the embracing of others. So metta, karuna, metta, you know, loving kindness. The translation, karuna is compassion. All these words are meant for you to have right effort, that right effort. Okay? And when you find, you must be honest with yourself. Okay? All of you must be honest with yourself. This is your self-check. If you find that there are two parts missing, there are these two parts missing, you can do the third part, but somehow the car can't move very far. The car gets stuck. If you have these two parts nicely done, understanding, correct, clear, wholesome mental state, beautiful, and you feel joy in the giving. Okay, you have these two. You don't have to sit very hard. No need to everyday 1 hour set time, then must do this. No need. No need. In daily life, your mind is quiet. Okay? In daily life, the mind is quiet. You understand, huh? Okay? Are we good to go? Cannot. You must be inspired and laugh first. Yes, you must be light-hearted because the next sitting is going to be harder. Then you're like, you're going to set the stage like that. Don't worry, don't worry. Because you are familiar with this part, this is the mind. Okay? We're going to the mind and we're going to look at the aggregates. Okay, everyone? Okay? Anybody needs to go? Quickly go. Bio break. Go faster, go faster. We're good to go? Okay. Let's begin. Oh, it's already there. So helpful. Why? Of course, but not yet, not yet. Just everyone settle first. I will turn on the music when it's on. Then you're like, I know, right? Then, oh, wow, I like this part. You wait till you hear my music. No, it's not the one. No, not that one. Yeah. Okay. The part about this exercise, yeah, you can switch off all the lights. Thank you. Well done. The part of this exercise, right, is for you to observe. Okay, so we need to do two things before we start. We need to settle, be comfortable. Why do I use the body to hold attention? Why is it that for the longest time people use, maybe I talk a little bit about this first, so contextualize it. Why do people use kasinas? Are kasinas real? Yes. In the time of the Buddha, he did use that. All the colors and all the elements. That's true. But he never described. As far as I know, as far as I can remember, I didn't finish Kudaka Nikaya. Kudaka is the minor ones. But Anguttara, I went through the whole book. Samyutta, I went through the whole book. Majjhima, I went through the whole book. Digga, I went through most of it. Okay? As in, like, back to back. Can we close the door? Can we close the door? Yeah. It's okay. She'll come out when she comes out. Yeah. So when you, okay. And in all these canonical texts, there was no mention of the kasina. So that's why I don't use it. We just let it be. Instead, we will focus on the body. The one that the Buddha used the most often was the body. And you hear the word anapanasati is mindfulness using breathing. Kaya gata sati is mindfulness using body. Okay? And The one that is very good at holding attention down actually is body. When he taught Kaya Gata Sati Sutta, right? When he taught that one, he taught them to go all deep into the jhanas. That's the one. He used Kaya Gata Sati Sutta, bring them deep into jhana. Okay. Now we don't want to do jhana. We don't have to. We just need to go still, quiet enough. That's good enough. Okay. And we use the body this way. This is actually your own little narrative, your own little Shankara. Sit the body, make sure the body is comfortable, make sure that it is feeling really good, it's relaxed. When it is relaxed, the mind is ready. When the mind is ready, then you take this attention, hold it with the body for a while. Then after a while, that stillness, the clarity of the mindfulness becomes clearer. You take that clarity, the mindful clarity, you take that one to listen to the sound. Okay? I need you to get to the state where the mind is quiet, mindfulness is sharp. Mindfulness has to be sharp. When mindfulness is sharp, what it means is you have a certain degree of detachment. You're very detached, you're very aware, and then you can contact the sound. You can watch the mind wanting to jump into the sound. I mean, you should be able to watch the mind wanting to go in, then yourself wanting it to stay put. Don't your attention stay put. Don't go in. Don't go into indulging in the sound or getting carried away by the sound. You will have a royal struggle. Observe the struggle. Because daily life is like that. Okay? So you look out for feeling, perception, construction. We are going to play with all the aggregates. Okay? And then don't panic. They're all over the place. Don't worry. Deep breathing, watch body, go back again. The body is to hold the attention. I repeat, is to hold your attention. Then it struggles. Bring the attention back to the body. Contact point, breathing, whatever. Okay? So I give you an idea what we are going to do. So I repeat, we're going to start with sitting. You're going to watch the body. Be really comfortable. Observe mindfulness of the body. I know some of you like, it's going to be a struggle because I'm going to fall asleep. Haven't even started already fall asleep. Can you watch concern, worry? So this is Udacha Kukucha. Okay? Worried already is Udacha Kukucha. So keep it to the sanya. Then at some point, I will play the thing. Okay? And then we will see. The whole sitting, 20 minutes. Only 20 minutes. Very easy. Shall we? Okay. I invite everyone. Stretch. Wiggle your back. Feel your body straightening. The body. Let's go to the body. Feel it straightening. Feel it getting ready. And then now we will sit. Deep breathing first. Deep in. Slow release. Push all the air out. Deep in. Slow release. One more deep in. slow release. I will guide you for about 5 minutes. I think we first start with the buttocks. All attention to the buttocks. Down to the heaviness of your weight. The weight. As you watch this weight, contact point, the weight. As you watch this, you feel the mindfulness, the attention staying on the body. Hold the attention on the body. Feel the trunk of the body. So if you find that you are a bit slouching, now is the time to shift a little. Feel your body strong, steady. Because if your body is steady, your mind is steady. The body is steady. The mind is steady. As you watch this body, you will notice that the body is breathing. So for those of you who have done Anapanasati, I don't want you to go to your nose. Watch the rhythm of breathing on your body. Because you're interested in the mind, not the body. So you're watching this body rhythm to hold attention. You're settling into this body. Attention is there. I'm going to bring in a new element now. I want you to form a smile. Deep in the center of your heart, form a smile. Feel it. Feel it. A smile. Feel the smile. This smile is first and foremost for you. And let this smile spread outwards. First and foremost for you, then let it spread out. This is you wishing the world well. You wishing the world well. Your attention must be before you. So if your mind is steady, you will feel a lightness. You feel really good. Remember the body, the smile, the lightness. This is mindfulness, okay? This is mindfulness. This is the mindfulness and the samadhi we want, like this. It's quiet, it's calm, settled, it's present, present. If you feel good, breathe in the feeling good. It is okay. Just breathe it, because this is the one that keeps mindfulness steady. For many of you, the mindfulness is enough. I'm going to bring in the piece of sound, music, and you will observe your mind. This is, you're mindful, okay? You're mindful, you're aware. So now you watch your mind. Feeling, perception. Shankara. Listen to sound. Sound. Are you able to see mindfulness? Sanya, observe mindfulness. Sanya, hear sound. Sanya, I'm going to stop this because I can see a lot of struggling. I'm going to stop this for a while. You continue sitting. It doesn't want to stop. You switch it off. Go back to your mindfulness. I repeat, if you are feeling odd, negative, just note, feeling unpleasant. There's a lot of Shankara going on. Steadiness. Calm the mind down. Back to the body. Fortify the mindfulness. Fortify mindfulness first. So you're mindful again. Now let's see how you handle round 2. Okay? We'll do it again. Cho Vedana. Vedana. Too many steps. Okay. Last thing to do, what's your mind doing now? Right now, what is the mind doing? And when you're ready, you do a deep breathing. It's rousing your body. Stretch your fingers. Wriggle your toes. Mindfully. Mindfully come out. And you open your eyes. Write down your experience, your observation. Give yourself a score. This is only for you. We see your mapping. Scale of 1 to 5. 5. Mine was very quiet, was very still. You can differentiate sound. You can see whatever there is to be seen. While at the same time, there is a presentness, there is a mindfulness. So it's almost like your sanya was toggling between the sanya noticing the now and the sanya caught up, or not caught up, the sanya responding to sound, reacting to sound, reacting to thoughts. You can actually toggle, you can see that toggle. To me, that's a 5. In fact, maybe that's a 4. 5 is, yeah, you see, it's very distant. 1 is, I don't know what she's doing, I'm just going crazy. You cannot differentiate. You keep fighting to differentiate, to hold your line on mindfulness, but you keep getting sucked in. That's a 1 and a 2. Okay, you can do whatever you want, 1, 2. 3 is, I think, okay lah. Can, okay lah. Sometimes there are pockets where there's clarity, and then there's pockets when you lost and you get trapped. Okay, so that's your own score. And what else did you observe? What did you notice? Describe your experience. Pretend you're talking to me. You got a question for me. What's your experience? What did you notice? Okay. So for the next 5 minutes, no talking, just write. Can I remind everyone, share about your observation of body, feeling, perception. You must cover that ground. You can say other things, but you must cover that ground. Okay. Such enthusiasm. Like pent-up feelings. Hello. The last one left talking will share with the class. The last group left talking will share with the class. Okay. I give every group a chance to talk because I want to hear. If you have nothing to share, like we have shared already, we don't feel like talking to the class, you tell me that explicitly. Okay? Shall we start with the two of you? Is there anything you want to share? You share means you can ask a question. You cannot ask a question without sharing. Okay? Do you have a question? Nick? Is there a question that you have for me? No, you're good. Nothing? Not yet. Okay, next group then. Behind you? Is there a question?
Sure.
Something to share?
My son here is, I was aware of feeling a bit drowsy, but I wasn't kind of too carried away by the drowsiness. I was still able to maintain presence throughout. And
Okay.
then, so I feel peace, calm, and then I hear all those noise, it's forest.
I see.
And then after a while, I say, should I just be aware of all the noise coming from forest, or should I delve into each and every one? But it was so
You
short.
not so happily ask you to share, don't share.
But those very short questions, which I think, you ask me a question. Yes.
Okay.
Just be aware, and then if you can identify as many of them, good. If not, just be aware that these are noise.
What did you choose to do?
So eventually, I choose to go and pick up different noise, go around listening out for different noise for a little while.
Okay.
And then after that, the recording also come with ambulance.
No, ambulance out there.
No, that was my funny. Then very quickly, I also aware that I asked myself the question, are you sure it's part of the recording?
You notice your mind doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
And then after that, the ambulance carry on while the recording went off. So it's not part of the recording.
Okay.
Then after that, yeah.
So you just describe your experience.
Yes.
What's your takeaway?
Takeaway is that probably if I don't intentionally sit down to meditate like this, my mind would be all over the place. I wouldn't have to do anything.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Do you have a question for me?
Question is like same here when I am asked to be aware of that recording, that noise.
Yes.
And also sometimes be aware of body.
Yes.
Should I be aware of the body or this kind of happening overall, or should I dwell into each one of them in detail? So which way?
What do you think should be the answer? Your
Your
own gut sense. What does it tell you?
my own meditation, I will actually jump about. Sometimes I go into the whole body awareness, and then sometimes I move gradually from different part of the body, scan and look out for how it feels on different part of the body. So in this sense, I'm also doing what I've been doing with meditation.
Okay.
I have an overview and then I go into it.
Okay.
But I don't know whether that.
I ask you one question. Do you understand the term seeing?
See.
Seeing.
seeing. You're
You-
aware that you're seeing.
Were you able to do that
Yes,
in the just now when you said, could you do that?
yes.
Then you're good to go.
Oh, okay. So
Then
it
you're
doesn't
good to
matter as long as you
Doesn't
know what
matter.
you're doing. and you're
As long
aware
as you
of
know
what
what's going on.
Okay.
As long as you know what's going on, you can see Sanya, Vedana, la 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 la, but you can actually see seeing.
You're aware that
You're
doing that.
aware it's happening. It means there is a part in you that is not attached, and that it is the mindfulness is sharp enough to catch whatever is going on. You are like a security guard watching what's going on.
Okay.
Then that's good enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next question. Anyone? Behind you, 4 of you. Any sharing? Any question? Yeah, don't have. You decide not to share.
I will share for both of us.
Okay.
The first part of your the sounds that came in, I recognize the Sanya part,
Yeah.
recognize the Vedana,
Yeah.
recognize the Shankara. When I hear the sound, then my mind was drawn to what is that sound? What bird is it? What flock is it?
Yeah.
And that creates the feeling of, because the more I hear, the more agitation there is, the heart flutters
Yes.
pop, 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 pop,
Yeah.
pop, all the time.
Yeah.
So that was the initial part, the first sound recording. For the second sound recording,
So I stopped.
you stopped.
Yeah.
Yes. Then the second time when I hear it again, I wasn't drawn. I noticed my mind wasn't drawn outwards anymore.
Okay.
I was more like hearing. So there's contact.
Okay.
It was no more drawn to those sounds.
Okay.
So there's no agitation anymore.
Yeah.
And it was actually quite pleasant.
Okay.
Just that.
Okay.
I think she feels the same.
Excellent. Okay. That's what will be helpful in your daily life. To recognize that two state where the mind wants to be drawn into an activity, an event, a person, a conversation, whatever, and the mind being able, and you're aware that you have choose to withdraw for whatever is there, and you are maintaining mindfulness. So the Sanya recognizes mindfulness. The Sanya recognizes distance, and the Sanya recognizes there is no conversation.
In the second part of the recording, there's a lot more detachment and recognizing and knowing very clear what it is.
So now you are
which state
using
it is.
Sanya.
Yes.
This is Sanya.
Yes.
Just knowing it. Okay. Any sharing? No sharing. Here. One day. Mao. Share. Mao, right? No sharing. You're alone. Okay. He's detached. Okay. Yeah, he passed. Yeah. This way. Yeah.
Discussing with Wan Ting, then I explained to Wan Ting is beside me, and I explained to her that actually it also disturbed me, especially the first part when it
Okay.
first started. And I think I had some associations. I don't know whether it's created by my mind, as in like, creatures, unpleasant creatures. There's a sense of a threat.
I see.
So
Okay.
I was asking Wan Ting, Wan Ting was telling me, is it Sankara? Is it perception?
Of course it is.
It is Sankara. Okay.
It's Shankara.
Sankara. Okay.
This is not Sanya. But you recognize it. So there is a Sanya and Shankara going on.
There's Sanya and Sankara. Just
Yeah.
now, the series of pictures that you showed, actually, the two struck me was Buddha's faith. Just now, the other one. And there's also an association with something quite emotional.
Okay.
So that is also Sankara. No, not very emotional, but for a while, it's like, oh, my Buddha kind of thing.
No, that's okay. When you say Buddha or my Buddha, right? That one is Sanya. You recognized it. But
There's a kind of, there's some emotion there.
then the Vedana is strong. But what it is, if you had gone in to examine it in detail, then it would have gone into Shankara. Okay?
That one was quite short. Whereas this one, I like Darren, I was not sure whether I should go into it and distinguish. And I did try. And it's like, creature, another creature. So I really like it. So it went on to when you achieve quiet. This quiet time was very good, but there was a bit of dragging of some of the things.
I am aware that half of you were being haunted by sounds because you're caught up. But that was not the intent. The intent is to recognize your own mental, the aggregates. The aggregate. So you say creature, which is fine. Means that's the Sanya side, but you're not seeing it as Sanya, you're seeing it as creature.
Oh.
It's Sanya is the part that identifies.
To identify.
And then you boom in really. So your mind actually possibly in daily life, you think a lot. You think fast. It could be a habit. He and his papancha, right? His favorite word, papancha. So it's very fast for you. Sanya, then thinking, then papancha, very fast for you. You must know how to pull handbrake. Okay? Any sharing from your side? Any of you? Don't have? Okay. You sharing anything? You hear a lot of Shankara. Yes, I know. Okay, never mind. We go to the back first. Any sharing? Can share, can ask question. No sharing, no ask question.
I think during the sitting, I'm pretty aware, but then maybe I'm very attached to the sound. I try to analyze each of it. It's like the first time when I listen to the sound, oh, it is in the forest with the birds. And then
all these are
Yeah,
Shankara. Yeah.
then when you change the sound, oh, a different group of birds. Yeah.
Are you a bird watcher by any chance?
I try to pay attention to all the five senses, and that it's also a mixture of different sound beside your recording, the sounding, the surrounding.
Very intensely aware of the sound.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And even the traffic outside. Yeah.
Did you see recognition as opposed to object?
More on recognition when something new come out.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you stop there or you went into the object?
I didn't until you stop the recording when there's an ambulance. Then I'm asking myself, why Sister Sylvia Bay stop the recording?
Because I didn't hear the ambulance. I was more focused on here than there.
Because during that time, I was thinking, why the ambulance in the forest? The Sankara up here.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
very attached to the whole process.
To do what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any question?
What should we be? I mean, detached. How to train to be?
Did you watch your
Please.
mind being detached? Did you watch detachment? Did you recognize detachment?
Okay. Sometime yes, sometime no.
The time when you yes means that's what you should be doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. When there is a Sankara, will be no.
When there is a sanya,
Yeah.
so for people who think a lot in daily life, you get caught up in thoughts very fast. Then your sanya doesn't have a chance to stay put. Straight away you recognize, you go. The thinking starts.
Yes.
Okay. So you need to recognize that it's just sanya. Just recognize. But pull handbrake, stop there.
Mhm.
Don't go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Thank you. Anyone else over there? Anyone wants to share? No, too shy. Never mind. Moving on. Anyone on this side?
For me, I don't have any problem with sound because I used to meditate with sound. I feel that meditating with sound, I can focus more, I can be calm, and I don't drift to sleep. Because, compared to the first meditation this morning, I almost drifted to sleep because it's total quietness. Whereas this one is different. When the sound started, I tried to analyze what animals are there, what birds or whatever. It was a short while only. And then I feel safe. When I felt safe, I just let it go. And then I just be peaceful again. And then I continue with my meditation. But my friend here, he has a different he was very distracted. He couldn't keep his mind.
Can Fred explain
yeah.
himself?
Hi.
Okay. It's okay. Just share it.
My
Just-
experience was very similar to the sister earlier. So I will start to drift into all the different noises, right? So and also there was a sense of anxiety also because I'm more attuned to quiet meditation. Yeah. So the moment a foreign sound come in, then it deviates from the norm, and then anxiety comes in because a lot of unknown, then, and then my mind would tend to worry more about going back to concentration rather than keeping still.
Okay. I stopped the sound for a while. I stopped it for a while because I know that many were struggling. Okay. I told you to go back and anchor mindfulness again on the body, settle it. So there was a round 2. Did that help? And how did it help?
Yes.
It helped.
I felt that it helped.
Okay. Then what happened?
It was more like there was a moment where I can bring myself back down.
Bring
Yeah.
attention
Bring attention to the situation. Yeah.
to center your attention.
Yes.
Okay. And then the sound came on again. Then what happened?
There was a lot less anxiety.
And then
lot
what
less
happened?
chaos.
Did you manage then at that point? Actually, no, I shouldn't ask a leading question. I should say that you were able to center attention again. Then you say you felt better.
Yes.
Then what did you do next?
It didn't bother me as much as the first round.
Okay.
The sound,
What were you watching? What were you noticing?
it become more of like white noise.
Okay.
Yeah. There is a sense of rhythm to it.
Okay.
Instead of trying to figure out to analyze it, it became like this is part of
Very good.
the process.
Very good.
But I wasn't 100%. It was
No,
still-
you're judging now. That's Shankara already. I don't need you to judge yourself. I need you to know, actually, this experience, this episode is to train the mind to recognize what's going on in the mind. If you observe the aggregates, so be it. You observe aggregates. If you observe observing aggregates, so there is the sound and the sensations and the vedana and the confusion and all, but you can see yourself having all these problems. But that's okay. That's also Sanya, This Sanya recognizing challenges. Okay? But did Sanya recognize letting go? Did Sanya recognize letting go, letting be? Or did Sanya recognize acceptance, accept the sound, accept this, accept that? Did Sanya recognize those?
I think the first thing we need to do is recognize, accept the sound, and if you know that you are not in any danger, then you let it go.
Recognizing not in any danger in itself is Shankara.
Yes.
You
And
know
then-
that,
And then you go back to Sanya again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is understanding. I'm very happy that you all are beginning to recognize the different aggregates. And once you start to understand these aggregates as they are, then use the aggregates wisely. Just as you have been tossed around and tossed all over the place by the aggregates, now that you begin to understand the aggregates, you learn to use it wisely. Sanya is the power of recognition, the knowing what's going on here now. And you recognize fear, recognize anxiety, recognize all these. All these are conditional. Recognize contentment, recognize letting go. They also recognize all these things.
Now I have a question. Is it better to meditate with sound and music?
No, it is not better or worse. Neither. Because ultimately, if you are depending on a crutch to hold attention, it is still a crutch. You must recognize that one. Some people, because of whatever challenges you have, you need the crutch. So if, let's say, I have a limp, and this is a mechanical limp, then only with a crutch can I continue the journey. So be it. I recognize it. I accept it. Some people, for whatever mechanical reasons, require certain aid. Makes them feel okay. Then so be it. I know of one Sangha, my guess is he uses sound. My guess. But I must stress, Buddha didn't teach this one. Amongst the methods, sound was not one of the methods. But you know, in ancient time, there was no recording. So will he approve? I don't know. But in ancient time, it wasn't an option.
Yeah, but you cannot stop the sound, right?
Stop what sound?
I mean, sound like birds and all that.
The point is not sound. The point is acceptance. It is the point is whether the mind is at ease or the mind is attached. That's what you need to recognize. You recognize the mind chasing after object, or is the mind very happy to just stay put here? You want to learn to recognize what the mind wants to do. If it wants to chase after object, it will run out or it will run in, but it means the mind wants to run. And when the mind does that, there is no cessation of dukkha. That is not practice. There is no cessation. But if the mind stays put and is comfortable here, and it doesn't run all over the place, it doesn't chase after external sound or internal sound, internal thoughts, it doesn't chase after images, it's just stay put and it's aware. The sanya recognizes being, staying, being, contentment. Then it's okay. That is fine. You understand? Okay. Okay. Any more question from that side of the world?
For myself, actually I feel joy listen to the sound. Initially, I try to recognize, and then that I perceive.
You not recognize yourself trying to identify the sound. Okay.
Initially, then I perceive as birds and then I'm in the forest. Then I feel joy because I feel like very free, like freedom. And then actually I was enjoying myself until Sister Bay said, "Oh, you found some people actually agitated with the sound." Then you stop. Then I realized, hey, did I do it wrong? Why? Why I feel like it, you know? So
no right, no wrong.
So yeah, so okay. So then after stop for a while, then you start again. That time I tell myself I cannot cling to the sound. The sound actually I accept it and it just like surround me.
Okay.
And then
I love your sharing because I want to comment because many others are like that. It's just that they don't know how to share it as clearly as you do. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You see how the mind is judging? Yeah. As you thought, you know, right? All those judging is your sanya. Oh. There's a part of it is sanya. It's part of it Shankara, of course. But it means that our mind very instinctively has labels. And one of our labels is the right and the wrong. Then you say, but that is Shankara. No. Because it's instinctive. When it is instinctive, it is also sanya. It's very instinctive. Wrong. You didn't think, there is no construction going on. There is just wrong. Right. Wrong. Right. And the mind that is like this, its baseline is critical. Critical is a critical mind, it's a judging mind. That's the baseline. So your sanya, even though sanya is supposed to be very straightforward, right? Its first layer, But congratulations, you have earned yourself a critical sanya. Unfortunately. And so then this sanya, the sanya, because whatever, you will be surprised, I'm telling you, you'll be surprised. Just as the sanya turns outward, judges out, it also turns inward and judges in. Okay? So that can happen. But yours is okay. Yours is just, salah or not, huh? Why? Because your sanya, your baseline is guai. By instinct, by habit, you are what everybody will say, guai. So guai means also has this problem. Guai means which is right and which is wrong. There's no right, no wrong. This is just you learning to recognize the arising aggregates. This is your first challenge. So tonight, go home, you sit in a whether you sit in a Grab car or you sit in an MRT or whatever that you go into, you just watch how your aggregates work. You learn to recognize your sanya, your habits. Sanya is habits. Sanya is the lens. But once it comes out, it will go. The danger of it is, it comes out and it moves. And you didn't catch it coming out, you didn't catch it moving. Then before you know it, you are trapped in a story. Okay? If you caught it at sanya, then you stop and then you just watch present moment. That is present moment. Is that the intent? Don't come and make me answer this question. You tell me if that's what it is. Then just watch present moment. Then you say, I think so, leh. Yeah, lor. What do you think all the wonderful Sangha teachers, all those great meditation masters will tell you? Be in the present moment. Because in the present moment, you're being basically in the sanya, in the present, here and now. Akaliko. I kept telling you akaliko.
So does it mean that in her case, let's say when there is like the sanya arise to feel that it's a forest, we have to be mindful and to remind ourselves, let's say in the taxi.
Mind yourself means Shankara already.
No. Like let's say in a taxi, and that when we are thinking of something, let's say thinking of let's say, wow, that group of people outside. Then then if the thoughts come out, and then we have to be mindful and watchful.
No, you cut.
Okay.
You must recognize, sanya must tell
then,
you have already got caught into a narrative, Shankara. I repeat, all Shankara is driven by craving. Okay? All Shankara. All Shankara, all thought construction. What if it's a Dhamma Shankara? Then you will recognize the sanya of the rising and you're done. You recognize, you connect the dots, you're done. You okay? Oh, sanya. Oh, craving. Oh, the first noble truth. Oh, you just recognize and it stops. If you recognize and you recognize it, then the story continues. So there's a Shankara going on, right? If you are very mindful, then it is the Dhamma. Yes, this is a wholesome Shankara. It's a constructive, helpful one, which is okay. But it rarely happens like that, right? This is the Shankara of Dhamma investigation. So sharp mindfulness leading to Dhamma investigation, leading to being inspired by the Dhamma, leading to a joy in the body and the tranquility of the mind, concentration of mind, equanimity. That's the version. That's the only version that is a good version. Every other version is driven by comparting. Okay? This is the only wholesome, beneficial, kusala, beneficial Shankara. This is the only version. Every other version leads to increasing craving. Okay? You see someone talk on the roadside, no need to see. General floodlight version, no need to see. Floodlight version. So the Buddha says, mindfulness to the degree that you know. Full stop. Mindfulness of the mind not talking, not judging, not chasing. Mindfulness of the now. That's all. Okay? Okay. This group, Mike, please. Oh, she has a question. Go.
No, just a quick sharing first before I qualify for the question.
Very good.
Initially I was just like focusing on the rise and fall of my belly, as you say, focus on the body. Then once the sound started, it was very fast. I still really hear the sound, and I think of bird. I start to label it birds, and then start to see myself in a forest with a pond. So it was
pond.
I think
Well done.
that's my default mode, my like peaceful forest mode. So very fast. It's just like that, lor.
Yeah, lor.
Then after that, after you have that pause, then that's when I try again. Let's say then when I hear the sound, I just try to just say, okay, this is sound. Then I feel a bit more conscious of my eardrums lah. Yeah. Then that's it. But yeah. Okay, on the eardrums. Then once the sirens start, then the whole thing start again. Ambulance is danger, then start again. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay. Your question.
My question is, Sister Sylvia, how come today you ask us to just like forget about don't think about the breath? We are used to focusing on the breath, but today on the body instead.
Let me ask you, how many of you have been doing meditation for a long time? More than 1 year. How many perceive that you have been doing meditation for a long time? Define long, more than a year. Okay. And is it fair to assume that in all this period, your focus generally is breathing? Yeah. Okay. How did it help you? My next question is, how did it bring you into understanding the mind? So enthusiastically. Then after that, how does it help you understand the mind? Breathing is very powerful. But breathing is also one of the most difficult. Most of us land on the breathing and cannot get the mind to feel lightness. How often did you land on the breathing and then the mind goes light and you feel joyous? How often? Was it 50-50, 40-60, 30-70? How often? Then you went, 好像没有. Oh. Then breathing is not, your mind is not ready for that breathing one, because breathing is very subtle. It's very light. I was explaining to a friend here, a practitioner here, that we all treat meditation very mechanically. Meaning these are your steps. There are 7 steps to this, 8 steps to this. The steps are helpful as a guide, but the steps can become in itself a hindrance. Think of yourself traveling from here to Orchard Road. Many roads lead to Orchard Road, right? Many ways of transportation gets you there too, right? Your objective is to get there. Your objective is not to go by only one way. Then I'll call you OCD. If I must have 1, 2, 3 bus at 4:30, and it must go when they stop, Orchard Road. It must be like that. Then that is not getting to a destination. This is just fixation about the steps. You recall in the sutta, all this training, and then there was this chap who was asked to look at 32 parts, the degeneration of the body. And the more he see, the more headache he got. And in the end, he was totally distraught and he was going to disrobe. He couldn't do it. Then Sariputta brought him to the Buddha and went, "Oh, Buddha, yours. Yeah, please help. Please help." The Buddha sat him down and said, "Hey, la rose. Take the rose. Go and just stare at the rose. Flower, la rose or whatever. Just go and stare at it." And then it worked for him. His mind settled. So the issue is not the mechanical thing. The issue is what gets your mind to settle, gets the mind to calm down. Your mind can calm down. The mind can then be mindful, become alert, aware. When it is aware, it is still enough, it's quiet enough, it becomes able to observe detachedly. Your mission is to get the mind quiet and steady. Yes, Julian. Suitable object. From a, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. A suitable object. So from my years of engaging all kinds of people, and I know all kinds of struggle with the breathing. And I tell you, people struggle from finding the breath. The ones who use the word breath, I know, because the Pali word was apana, breathing out, breathing in. You say the breath means you shortcut Buddha. You shortcut the Buddha. You have concluded it is air. And it has to be in a spot. None of which was said in the sutta. He says, here, present, in front, before. He talks about breathing, which is a movement. It's a verb. He used a verb. You use a noun. How different is a verb from a noun? A noun settles into one point. The verb is a flow. There is that big difference. Why is it a flow? Because what you want is a mind that goes quiet here and now, so that that mind can observe clearly the aggregates. Who asked you to put the mind like this into this space here? To do what? The mind will just go up, 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 into dissecting. You can see to a point where the mind stops working. Neither perception nor non-perception. This is a mind that is so sharp, it can stop thoughts. You will flicker. Awareness flickers, but you are clear. I mean, you're aware. When it's on, you're aware. It's off, you are aware that it went off and came back. So what? This is the 8th level, arupa jhana. So what? There is no wisdom there. There is no wisdom there. So you don't want to go to that level of stillness. There is no wisdom. You want to come down to a mind that is quiet. It is present. So how do you know? Look at the jhana description. There is lightness, there is joy, piti sukha, there's lightness, there's joy, there's a sense of a completeness. The mind is present, it is there. There's greater clarity, there's sharper equanimity. That's what you want. Once you get there, you're ready to go. You are ready to just look at aggregates. You're looking at aggregates. Can? Okay. You have a question.
Something, just a sharing that when you said everything you said, and something is just like was that one of the teachers actually told me and it helped me tremendously, was that I told him that when I meditate, I have a lot of anxiety. And he said, meditate on death. I had a lot of fear and anxiety. And he said, meditate on death. And it was fascinating because I started just saying, I too will die. And my mind just shut up.
And it's for you. It is for you. So if one day you come out to teach, okay, you cannot tell everyone to meditate on death because it may not be appropriate for the individual. But you are right. Your teacher was very skilled, very, very skilled. So he managed to help you.
Yeah. So I was wondering earlier, and I do have a lot of trouble with breathing, the breath meditation. It actually gets my mind worse. It actually sucks. But but just now the meditation, I wasn't sure whether I'm sleeping because I wasn't sleep. I was focusing on the body, and the mind just went into the body, and I could hear the sound come up. And I was very far away. I felt like I was really far away, just completely in the ball, in the side. And then I could hear you talk, instruction, but not interested, and just not. And then hear the siren. But it took me some time to hear siren. Then later on, I could hear the sound, chorus, but it just didn't go and then come back. I'm wondering whether I'm asking myself at one stage when I was thinking, am I sleeping? No. And I'm like, no. But I also, the question is that, is there awareness? Is there mindfulness?
There is mindfulness.
But it's not very sharp.
Then you are going deep already. You're going into absorption, deep. You got to learn how to not go that deep, because what you want is sharp mindfulness, clarity, equanimity. You want to use samadhi as a tool for understanding the mind. It is not samadhi for samadhi's sake. So what you are experiencing is the mind that can go more still.
It's very nice.
Yes, it is very nice.
It's very healing.
It is healing in its own way, yes. And but this method, if you get out of it, then you must use it. You don't have to drop it. You want it, you can keep it. But use it wisely as a tool for reflection of the aggregates. Part 2 tonight, today. It looks like it's going to go into tonight, but part 2, the aggregates, characteristics of the aggregates, which is the next round.
Yeah, so I kind of feel bad afterwards because I'm not seeing any aggregates. Sorry.
Then that's not terribly helpful because you know it's aggregate already, ma. You know what's going on, that Sanya. Oh, my Sanya. Then got Shankara and Shanya. You got to differentiate the two. Okay? Okay. Any more sharing? You got a little bit worried. Okay.
Yeah. After hearing what everyone is sharing, I got a bit worried. Okay. Because you already warned us there's music, there's sound, there's noise. So before I already told myself, okay, when the noise comes, just ignore the noise and focus. Okay. So okay, all right. So when you say relax and all those, go in. So when the noise comes, I'm not being disturbed. It was like, okay, noise. Okay, so deep breath, then listen to what Sister Sylvia said, focus on the body, contact point, all this fine. Okay. Then I heard you talk off the music and all those. Yeah, so
see Sanya.
Noise come, I need to stay focused. Don't focus on the noise. Don't try to interpret
so
the
no.
noise. Yeah. got worried. Yeah, that's I think I got worried, right? I don't want to. I told myself, ignore the noise, just focus on those. Okay. So the second part when you turn on the noise, for me again is like noise coming. Okay, so ignore the noise. But then the ambulance come. So for me, the ambulance for me is like maybe they were sent. So for me, because when the ambulance noise come, immediately come to my mind is death, suffering, impermanent. So I need to just again back to normal.
Wait.
Ignore
Did
those.
you see Sanya?
I don't know. This one I got worried. This
Okay.
got worried. Because
Actually, Sanya is
with
there.
everyone, right?
You need to recognize it. So for you, the challenge is you have a thought. At the point when the thought arises, you must recognize arising.
Yeah, there's noise. That's it. Noise. Okay, ignore the noise. That's it.
So when you recognize arising, that mental state that recognizes is Sanya. And that is why it is important, because in this practice, you are learning to calm down the Shankara construction. So you want to get your mind to a state where it recognizes, it has jumped and recognized something. Then it stops. Recognizes something, stops. Don't chase. Don't move.
So my thinking of, okay, there are noise coming, stop the noise, stop thinking about those, stay focused and all those, that actually means I'm actually trying to chase that stillness, right? Because for me, I took it as you already preempt there will be noise. It will make your meditation more difficult. So, okay. So when the noise comes, I tell myself, okay, there's noise to get a distraction. So stay focused. Okay, your body, your context.
No, your mind is... No, I'm glad that you raised this. You raise this means you can clarify and others can learn from your sharing. So in the first place, I want to thank you for coming forward to share like this, because there are others who will struggle like you, okay? You are focused on object. Whether your object is sound or your object is body, your object is breathing, you are focused on that. There are actually 3 parts. Oh, every time you say, I'm very scared of introducing new ideas, because if you're not ready, those ideas will be problematic. So I asked Darren, were you aware of seeing? All right. And from his description, I know he knows. I can continue there. And there are many who, okay, I got it. So seeing is a verb. It's a movement. It's an activity. See yourself seeing the activity. So the object is this chap who's looking. The looking part. That's your object. And the Sanya must recognize this is happening. The Sanya recognizes that there is a steadiness here, observing. They're 2 different things. You understand, right? And the Sanya accepts. The wisdom allows the Sanya to say, I'm good. I'm done. I sit here. So there is no Shankara, there's no construction. You learn to recognize the Vedana, the Sanya, the Shankara, the construction. Okay. Okay, we will take yours offline, okay? Because otherwise you got no time to go into the other 2. There are 2 more sitting. I told you already, Q&A will suffer. Maybe what we should do is go online next week and then we just tackle the Q&A. Oh, okay.
So also want to ask questions, so I share first. Okay, so
Okay, no need, just ask questions.
So what happened is when the sound comes, before that I just follow instruction. This time I very mindful, I follow instruction. Then when the sound came, I register. sound, rainforest, bird, rustling.
Correct.
After that, let go.
Okay.
Become
So that's
background.
Sanya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then become background. Then there's a Sankara. Remember to follow Sister Sylvia Bay instruction.
Okay,
Anchor
that's
to the
Shankara.
body. Yes.
Okay.
So anchor back. I didn't even realize that the sound was gone because it blended into the background.
Okay. Okay.
So my question is actually, even in my daily life, there's such a problem. Like people can be banging on the door
Yes.
when I'm doing things. I
Okay.
cannot hear anything.
Okay.
So
you got your walking automated airport law. Blocks out sound by itself. What is your question?
So example, like just now, right? The experience you talk about body feeling perception. I don't have much feeling. It's neutral.
Okay.
When there's a sound of the rainforest, okay, it's rainforest, then full stop.
Okay.
Then there's ambulance, full stop.
Okay.
Then no strong feeling.
Okay, that's neutral.
Yeah, then Sankara is like, okay, this is sound, rainforest. After that, the reminder of myself to stay mindful.
Okay.
And anchor the body. Then after that, nothing
Did
much.
you have dukkha then? No dukkha lor.
Then what should I do next?
Cessation of dukkha. Recognize it.
So I just sit there and
recognize the third noble truth. No craving, no dukkha. No chasing, no dukkha.
So I just continue.
Okay. Then you start to watch. You guys are good, man. Ask all kinds of questions. We will keep this question for last, okay? We'll keep this question for last. Okay. 5 minutes break. Take a break. I need. Shall we begin? Aggregates. Do we have many more at the back? 2 more. Waiting to go in or already in there? Coming out. Do we have any more? 3 more. How come increase by? Now got 2 more. Hiring? Everyone is okay? You're not working hard enough. Yes, indeed. Very good. Okay. Who is you? Is there one person sitting there? We're all in? Okay. Oh, he has left. Okay. Okay. Now, let's look at. I want to stress, although throughout, all throughout, I've been saying, okay, aggregates. But the Buddha, the correct Pali stanza is pancha upadana kanda. That's the correct terminology. Pancha is 5, upadana, grasping, holding, clinging. Kanda aggregates. So it's always use pancha upadana kanda. Okay. And in these 5, we cling. You cling to feelings. You cling to your body. Cling to perception. Cling to your views and thoughts. That is it, Shankara. You cling to existence. Vijnana. Together, come together, that's your reality. We cling to these 5. Actually, in terms of mental cognitive abilities, there are others. Attention, focus. They are not here. They only talk about these 5. Okay. Attention, contact and contact, is lending. But you don't cling to contact. You cling to what happens after contact. Right? Your eyes dart across the room, sound invade your kind of bombard your ears. Sensations are all over the place, but you don't cling onto where you land. But once you land, feeling, perception, thoughts all come up already. That's where you are attached to. So nobody says, I am attached to steering. What's it? Manasikara. Move, steering, contact. But this is the one that we cling on to. And why do we cling on to them? Because we identify with them. You identify with the body. We identify with feelings. We identify with views. We identify with thoughts, constructions. Right? We all identify with those. So the issue for these 5 is because you identify with them, you own them. You then, the mind's capacity is to put them all together and construct a self. Okay? I don't expect that you will be doing a lot of this for now, but this is an introduction to the next set of sitting. Next. You remember earlier on, you spent 15 minutes diligently dissecting Anatta Sutta. So you remember this stanza. What do you think, Bhikkhu, is from Nitya or Anitya? And then they say Anitya. What is Anitya? Is it Dukkha or Sukha? And they say Dukkha. Is what is Anitya, Dukkha, and subject to change fit to be regarded as this is mine, this I am, this is myself? No, Venerable Sir. What it means is in every experiences that you have, there is a part of us that take each experience as uniquely us. We're attached to them. That attachment feels permanent. The attachment is what feels permanent. That attachment. Why? Because you keep repeating it in your head. In your head, whatever episode, it is just one-off. But once it is thought in the mind, you can repeat the experience at will. So there is a part of us blinded by that, believes that the experience is real and permanent. Conceptually, we know it's impermanent. But the experience, like, it is permanent. You think about it. We all know we are all going to die one day. That a day will come when none of us sitting down here will be here, except in spirit, not in form. Okay? A day will come. But if we have strong feelings, we kind of expect the fellow is longevity will always be around. And yourself also always be around. Nobody, as I always say, nobody goes to bed saying tomorrow I'll be dead. Everybody goes to bed saying tomorrow I'm awake. I will wake up. So can make breakfast order. Okay. So the mind cannot twist around impermanence. Cannot. Very hard. Okay. This is not something you don't know. Now we're going to do something you maybe not. So this is what I want you all to do. Okay, the next sitting. The next sitting, it's going to be on impermanence. So the challenge for our mind is like this. First, you settle the body. Okay. Your own time target, your own. You are going to settle your mindfulness. I've been teaching you to use the body. You go and do your breathing, your own pasa. use the body. It helps you to hold mindfulness. But if you feel that, you know what, since she's giving me free rein, I'm going to free rein myself into breath. Just so it. I will not control here. I let you be. Okay? You go into your breathing. You settle the mindfulness first. Settle it first. So your mindfulness must be present here. Okay? And if you feel a certain lightness, a certain comfort, you feel comfortable, you feel light, you feel comfortable. This is where, when you feel light and comfortable, this is where it will diverge. One road leads to sleep. The other road leads to clarity. This is where it diverges, okay? When you feel good, and that's why I ask you use body. Because the Buddha used the body to keep the mind light and sharp. 不听老人言. 不听老人言. At 58, I can call myself 老人. Okay, listen carefully. When you settle on the body, there is a certain clarity, the mindfulness is there. Okay? Then when you hold the mindfulness there, watch the body, watch the body, watch the rhythm, watch the rhythm. At some point, oh, this is nice. This is feeling rather pleasant. Yes? Everybody has felt that? Wonderful. Just feel very nice, very nice. This is where you got to be careful. As I said, one road leads to sleep. How do you stay alert? Feel the pleasure, the pleasant. Every breath in, let the pleasant wash over you. Okay, feel it. Enjoy it. The smile harder. The Dewa will thank you. Okay? Smile. Feel it. Enjoy it. Then you start to rock like this. Oh, this is so nice. Yes, go on, go on. Buddha also said can do. Okay, enjoy. Okay? Then hold on to that pleasant sensation. Hold on to it. How long? You hold on to it, you will know how long. Okay? Then if forever, then forever, lor. You die already, become Brahma, lor. Okay? Brahma realm. But it will not be forever. Taught you how many times, anicca. Okay? So at that point, the lightness will come. Clarity, mindfulness. The mindfulness will get sharper. Then you just stay there for a while. Then you start this breathing or this throbbing impermanent. Because the body, start with the body first. Body, you say, this body is impermanent. This form is impermanent. The leg is impermanent. The hair is impermanent. Don't spend too much money on it. Shankara, okay? Shankara. And then you watch this feeling, right? Pleasant sensation. The feeling is impermanent. You keep saying it. Impermanent. Feeling is impermanent. Sanna is impermanent. No, I don't play music. You're on your own mind. Okay? So feeling is impermanent. Odds are there will be no thought, so no Shankara there. Then you go, after you impermanent, this body will die. A day will come, this body will die. It will fall apart, collapse like a heap of bones. Yes, it is. But it is the narrative way, the Buddha's deliberate way, not the autopilot way. Okay, this one is geared. So I repeat, calm the body down, watch the body, get it mindful, mindfulness sharp. Okay, so pleasant sensation. You feel it because you breathe in the joy, right? You breathe in the joy. The mind will get sharper. Okay, the mind will get sharper. Become more alert. Then you got there already. Then you start. So I will say nothing. I'll do my own meditation. Okay, I've got nothing to say to you. You're so good already. You're on your own, right? So you get to the point where you feel light and you feel joy. You can also give thanks if you want to. Oh, Buddha, I am so grateful to you. You can do whatever. But get to that point, then you start. This body is impermanent. So the aggregates first. Body, feeling. So sensations. Sanya. Shankara. You tell yourself it's impermanent. It's impermanent. Okay? Permanent, and then you say this body will die. All that it is will fade away. For this life, just fade away. I want you then to observe what's happening in your mind. Okay, you go through all these things and you observe carefully. You're doing gymnastic here. Get it mindful, get it clear, introduce impermanent, watch the mind, okay? Then we talk. We'll see you later. Shall we? We'll do this for about 10-15 minutes. It gets shorter because we're running out of time. Use your body to hold mindfulness. Use your body to hold mindfulness. If you see lightness, you see joy, you experience pleasant sensation. Use the pleasant sensation to keep the mind alert. So many of you chose one way. It's okay. But right now, the mind, for most of you, very mindful. Look at the sensation, the bodily sensation. Body, as you observe the body, there is Vedana. You're recognizing Isanya. Holding on, tell yourself, holding, I'm holding, keeping awake. That's Shankara. If you are ready to end the sitting, I invite you to rouse your body. Deep breathing. Stretch your fingers a little. Just do it mindfully. So we end your sitting mindfully. Stretch your fingers. Stretch your back. Stretch. Give thanks. Give thanks. Mental bow to the Buddha. Share merits. May all my loved ones be well and happy. May all my departed loved ones be well and happy. And slowly you can open your eyes. Many more not ready, so you can take your time. He no panchan one. The moment he's ready, he just turn on. If you have any observation, please write it down into your little booklet, which by now is such a it's a journal documenting your samadhi journey today. It's very hard to get the mind to start thinking, right? It's a part of us that doesn't want to think. It's just right there. Don't want to think. No Shankara. It's okay. No Shankara, no Shankara. Right now, your state of mind. Some of you very clear, others very dull. It's like sleep, not enough like that. You don't feel like talking. The next time we do a proper retreat, it will be a proper retreat. It's 1 hour. Okay? Okay. Are you awake? How was your sitting? Okay. Let's scale 1 to 5, huh? So the first skill is the samadhi skill. Samadhi skill, am I experiencing some kind of samadhi? Is when you have lightness, calm, clarity. If you have lightness and calm, but no clarity, you can at best give yourself 3. 2.5, but 3 is panjang. Okay? But if you have lightness and calm and quiet and clear, the mind is aware. Mindfulness is there, very sharp. It's just awareness of aware. That one you can give a 5. Okay? So you give yourself your own score. It's your own score. No need to tell me. I won't make you like so shy. I don't want to put up 1, maybe 2. No need. It's okay. It's for you. So that's a samadhi score. But you were asked to do vipassana. You were asked to look at impermanent and to change the narrative, right? To say this body is impermanent, the feelings, look at feelings, see impermanence, sanya, impermanence. That's the vipassana angle, right? It's important. We're leaning towards there because we want to connect the Dhamma dots. So you need to lean there. And that one also a scale 1 to 5. Okay. If you have an awakening of anatta-lakkhana, so when you're sitting quietly, then some line that you recall this morning came up in the meditation. It was very clear. 5. Anything less than that, number goes down. Then you say, oh, but I was really good at impermanent. But that's a 2. Because you're looking for insight. Okay, you're waiting, not looking for, you're waiting the insight to arise by itself. It will arise by itself. If the mind is still enough, the mind is quiet enough, there will be a recognition that indeed this experience is impermanent. I can see this body shifting. The dots, the flow, the breath, whatever it is, this is the body in the state of impermanence. Then you look at your mind and you realize that the feeling is quite constant in a neutral state. But that neutrality, right, got shades. Ah, wonderful. Sharp enough to see shades. Then I didn't see shades. It's also okay. No problem. But you see change. Also good enough. Then what is 1? 1 is impermanent. Nothing happens. It's just impermanent. But this is what you asked me to do. I asked you to watch the mind. At some point, you stop and you watch the mind and see what's happening there. Okay? Give yourself the score. Give yourself the score. If you wish to share your experience with a friend, I give you 5 minutes. If you say don't waste time, then so be it. No sharing. We will move on to the last exercise. Want to share? Don't want to share? No share? Oh, very good, huh? You did the journal, right? You did a bit of it, okay? Laugh. Only if you're desperate, because there is a calmness now. And some of you slept, I know. But it's okay. You need to rest because today is intense. You say 20 minutes, very intense, man? Yes. It is, right? A lot of gray cells are dying. Okay, no. They are growing. They're growing. Right. Anybody wants a break? Not desperate, huh? Okay, let's move on. I know this is the last sitting. And this one is very This one requires you. What did you do? Anicca, right? Anicca. This one is a little more challenging, and I don't expect much from you guys. Okay. All I want is for you to change the narrative. You focus on the narrative, the Shankara. I'm not asking you to see anatta. I'm asking you to say, to tell yourself, to talk in your mind. So we are using Shankara. Okay. And after this, you like it or not, you have to share. Okay. 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 So this is what we're going to do. Oh, everyone stand up. Just stand up. Stretch. Let's stretch a bit first. Stretch as much as you like. Feel the pleasure of stretching. Okay. One arm one way, one leg that way. The neck twisting, the spine twisting. Okay. Stretch first. Stand for a short while. Okay. Stretch first. Feel really good stretching. Is your body very contorted already? Okay. And when you think you're ready, feel free to sit down. If you're ready, feel free to sit down when you're ready. Yeah, rub your leg, stretch a bit, be comfortable, happy. Then we sit. And this is the final one. And this one you must go in sequence. Just now when I asked you to look at impermanence, right? Body is impermanent, feeling is impermanent, and so on and so forth. I didn't ask you to see dukkha in the impermanence. I didn't do that. I just asked you to look at impermanence. Okay? So in the same way, now I am not asking you to go by the sequence. I'm going to ask you to do this. Get your mind calm first. Okay? All over again. Mindfulness first. I know by now a lot of you are very tired, but we push on. One last one, okay? And we do a short one. I want you to just calm the mind down. Eyes open, no close, no close. I catch you close eyes only, I'll make you come here, do it. No close, no close. Keep it open first. Because I want to see whether, even though your eyes are open, do you note mindfulness? Mindfulness. Can you? Mindfulness here. Here and now, mindfulness. Okay? Okay, very good. Now, in your own quiet way, I want you to settle comfortably into the body. My focus is on comfort. The body is comfortable. The mind is comfortable. Eyes open. You don't have to close yet. Eyes open. Watch the body. Feel comfortable. Can you do that? Are you all comfortable? Even though your eyes are open. Comfortable? Everyone? Good. Eyes still open. Can you watch breathing? Are you aware of breathing? Yes. It's very nice, right? Eyes still open. I can see the breathing. I can feel comfortable, being comfortable in the breathing, even though my eyes are open. This is the version you want in daily life. Eyes open, restful, content, quiet, comfortable. But eyes open. Because in a daily life, you cannot always close your eyes, ma. Right? In daily life, the eyes must be open. You know, you're feeling comfortable. When you're ready, you close your eyes. Keeping to this degree of comfort. this degree of peace. When you're ready, you close your eyes. And then you rest the mindfulness on the body. So you just close your eyes. I don't want you to settle into samadhi. Just restful first. Relax. You're having a wonderful time. Relax. Some of you are very tense. So see your body visibly relax. Okay. So mindfulness is there. Body is relaxed. There is a lightness, a smile on the face, feeling very good. Then we go back to say the form is impermanent. Feeling is impermanent. Perception is impermanent. Shankara is impermanent. And therefore, Vijnana is impermanent. And then you introduce the new one. This form is not mine. It's not I. It's not self. This form is not mine, not I, not self. And you go on the aggregates one by one. But I want you to watch your mind as it says that. And you got to do it slowly. So you're doing Shankara. At the same time, you're using Sanna to catch what's going on. So your Shankara, form, feeling, perception, Shankara, Vijnana, they're all not mine, not I, not self. You do that again and again and again, but you also watch what the mind is experiencing. Watch for your mind reacting to your words. Not mine, not I, not self. What does your mind say to that? By now, it will have an impact. Mind is going to still feel the contact point of your butt on the floor or on the chair. This is how your body brings you out. To still look for pressure point. You look for the points of contact. I'm going to teach you one last line, one last word to use. When you say, the body is not mine, not I, not self, you add in the word and content. Content. I'm okay. Contentment. Contentment. If it's too still, you will go and sleep. Your contact point. Back. Your back. On the chair. I'm going to invite you all to take yourself the rest of the journey. For those of you who wants to stop, you stop. The lights will not be turned on. You want to stop, you stop, you stretch your legs, fingers. You're going to continue, you continue. Okay, I'm going to give you all a chance. I know some of you are very uncomfortable speaking up. Not everybody is a Darren. I'll tease you a bit lah. Okay, so you can pose your question in person, or you can write it down and put it here. I will answer the one who asked in person first. Then we run out of things to say. I'll look at the questions here. Okay? Then no question, then we go home lah. Well, everybody enlightened already and we go home. Any more people at the back? Any more at the back? No more? Shall we begin? I seem to be waiting for nothing. Let's begin. Shall we begin? I've lost control completely of this class. They're all merriment. How was your sitting? Let's start with that. How was your sitting? Exhaustion? No exhaustion, everybody can sit. Second, the last one. No? Earlier on? Better. Yes. My man has gone home.
So I mean, when you said we're going to do the 2 sitting, when you mentioned this is what the sitting is going to be about, for some reason, I had a bit of fear. It just came up like that. And I was like, will I have that problem later when I sit? But then when I sit, the beginning feels very busy because I'm talking to myself the whole time, right? And then it's my habit that I need to be convinced of something. So I'll be pulling up references to say, yeah, it's impermanent because I experienced this before. Then after that, it was actually calming. So that was the impermanent part. Then when it came to the anatta, I think it's harder to come to terms with that when it's not mine. I think not mine, I'm okay. Not I, I'm okay. And then not self, like, I feel a bit like there's a bit of a stuck feeling there.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. And then what happened?
And then what happened? So for the anatta part, I think you then said contentment.
Yes.
And then you said it's okay. And then I felt relief. I felt happy. I felt a bit of joy and I felt a bit more relaxed.
Yes.
That's then I realized, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Okay. What's your question? Is there a question?
So my question is, one, when I'm doing the impermanence and my mind is pulling up references of previous experience, is that supposed to happen or should I just stop it there and just kept going? It's impermanent.
That just happened. It happened. You have mindfulness and you saw that the mind was doing that. So be it. There is... Okay. Now, answering your questions, I want to be balanced and measured. I want you all to exercise judgment. Sometimes there is no one answer. Sometimes. That's why the Buddha had 4 ways of responding. Okay, 3 plus 1. The 4th one, he can't bother to answer. Okay. The first one, categorical. Yes, no, right, wrong. There are questions that are very straightforward. Very straightforward. Not easy, straightforward. Is there a Buddha? Yes. Does the Dhamma work? Yes. No need to no need to explain. Okay. So there's some answers that when you answer categorically, that's helpful. But there are some answers that when you go and choose to answer categorically, it becomes unhelpful. A complex question requires a bit of a teasing out. It's a contextual answer. Let me explain more. Someone who understands the practice, understands, and very comfortable, knows what's going on in the mind. If in your condition, your situation, he says, you know what, I'm just going to cut it. That may well be the correct choice at that point for him, because it leads to a state of clarity and no confusion. Another person, right in the state where the mind is beginning to explore and is exploring well, so Dhamma investigation going on nicely. And some strange reason, he remembered his teacher said, don't think too much, he cuts it. Then it becomes unhelpful. He did not allow that learning to continue to its logical conclusion. So therefore, you have to make your own judgment. Are you ruminating aimlessly, mindlessly? And the more you ruminate, the more you get confused. If that's the case, cut it. But if the more you reflect, the more you think, the clearer it becomes, then you should continue. So I cannot answer your question, what is the correct step? It really depends on you at that point of development, but it is your judgment. Okay? So this is an example of a question that requires a bit more contextual explanation and understanding. The third type of answer is when instead of answering you, I ask you in return. You say, should I do this? And I say, what do you think? Then the rest of the world says, so unhelpful. But actually, it's because I'm not sure where you're coming from. Sometimes it helps for you to talk a little bit more, and then you become clearer. What is the intent of your question? And I am in a much better place to answer it. You understand, huh? So this is how we're going to approach this. It can be one of these three responses. And it's my judgment call which one is going to be most helpful to you. The fourth one is questions that no matter how you answer is going to create confusion. In which case he will not answer, and neither will I. Because whatever I say, someone is going to be confused. And the ones who may already have good understanding, now he got a problem. Then what's the point? What is the point of answering that question? Okay? Most time it won't go there, but if it should happen, I'll tell you. Okay? Okay? Any question? Anyone has any question? Think like auction like that, lay long, got question or not? Earlier on, you had a question which I said I will answer at the end, right? Okay, I forgot already. You got to remind me. No, don't worry about that. She needs to place her. She has to construct her fort. How was your sitting? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Did you learn something? That's your answer. Did you find that your sitting yielded answers that helps you? Did you find that you are actually quite comfortable with the sitting? And maybe you have some bit of question here and there? Or are you so tired? You like 4:05, let's just get it over, be done. I want to go home. Is it like that? If it is, don't tell me. How was your sitting? Anyone wants to share? I know I can always count on Darren.
So the part where you begin with the eye open, just being aware, before we actually close our eyes to start our meditation. That kind of carry the pleasance into the closed eyes meditation. So I think it's very helpful.
Okay.
So the last part of the meditation was kind of getting more pleasant, more clarity. So I think that part is good.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the actual reflection, contemplation, the part about the body or the feeling or sanya or sankara being impermanent, that one very straightforward.
Okay.
Because our daily experience, our life experience kind of already tell us.
Oh, wonderful.
So that one is straightforward. Then the not mine, not I, not myself. When it comes to the body, also we can see that our body is changing, going older or going fatter, skinnier, and weaker, stronger. So that part also very straightforward.
Okay.
And then you have no control over it. And then one day it'll be gone. So that part is easy. Feeling also, depending on circumstances, feeling will change.
Okay. For you.
For me. So that when I say that, not mine, not I, not myself, one, the mind just accept very easily. But when it comes to Sankara first. Sankara, I kind of understand. No opinion. I just say, but I don't feel anything.
Okay.
But Sanya, I have problem.
Okay.
When I say it, the mind is saying, no, sure not.
Okay. Your mind,
The mind is like
disagreeable mind.
the mind think, okay, you may say that, but okay.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, it change. It's impermanent, no doubt. But
I hear you.
But it's your opinion, it's your view, it's how you look at life. It's all about you. You. It's yours. So it may change, it may be impermanent, but it's still yours. If you want to throw away, but yeah, you throw it away, but it's still yours.
Yeah, you all have this problem. Okay, got it. Did you
I
have this problem? You have.
problem.
Yeah. You also have this problem, right? How many of you say I got this problem? Yeah. Yeah, lor. Strong views. Actually, they are very sharp. You caught your own habits, mental habits. Actually, all of us have this problem. Most of us will have this problem. That's why the Buddha says, the. The whole intent is to try and neutralize the habit of the mind to own. You have a view, wittingly or unwittingly, that view is your lens through which you interpret, judge, concludes about the world. Okay? And when you say, Sanna, not mine, not I, not self, and you say, you can see the pushback, right? That is actually because there is attachment. The pushback is because of your attachment. And it will take a while before your mind let go of views. It will take a while. A lot of us here in this world prides ourselves for being intellectual. Many of us sitting here got degree lah, got study some of us win awards lah, some of us win Nobel Prize lah, right? All very smart people. And all these very smart people all got views. And they will say that our view sits on well-founded reasoning. Like that lah. It's okay. It's just us. But that doesn't mean that the ones who are academically challenged has no views. They also got views. Just that they say my view is the right view. And I don't know any better anyway, so it has to be the right view. Yeah, all these have happened. It's okay. What you need to recognize is that view is also impermanent. It arises and it fades away. That's why you must connect that two dots. Whatever arises and fades away means it's every time constructed. Whatever arises and fades away means there has to be a construction to arise again. I repeat, conditional arising. Whatever arises, fades away means every time to make it come up, you have to construct again. So view also constructed, view also constructed. Layer upon layer upon layer. You recall. Then you say, but I didn't catch the recollection. It's there. It's a filter. So the sharper your mindfulness, the more you begin to understand. The more you begin to realize your mind works like this. Your mind just works like that. And all these aggregates, as long as there is one part in you that believes in them, to believe in them is to own them. I repeat, you believe it. You believe in your views. You believe in your feelings. You believe in the form. When you believe in them, actually you own them. You own them means subconsciously you believe you can control them, or they can be controlled. And if it's not yours, it's others. I can control other behavior, control other people. The one the sickness a bit stronger. I should say that. Everybody's now confused. That's not helpful, but it's okay. So you believe you can control them. And the mind, it's like that. It believes without you even realizing that's a view you're holding. So you want to bring it to the light. You bring it up into the conscious mind and say, I'm holding on to things. There is a holding on to view. There is a holding. The holding means I own it. That's why you say, I don't, that there is no owning it. Cannot own this. Don't own this. Don't identify with it. Many a times, it's very hard to let go of view because our view is us. So you have identified with it. And I need to be consistent because that's the essence of me, self. Self is constructed. The idea of the self is constructed. Not mine. That's why it starts with not mine. This is the most simplistic. The first level, the first layer. I shouldn't use the word simplicity. This is the first layer. Instinctively, this is mine. This is mine. Instinctively. Even animals have it. The dog marks territory. The bear marks territory. Cat even more so, right? So mine. Animal also has it. Mine. It's the human that has the I. And it's only the human that has the self. Okay, human and above. Okay, maybe the self-awareness ones. In order to have a self, you have to have a memory. All right? If you have no memory, there's just a lot of confusion. Who am I? You will have that problem. So people who increasingly find themselves losing the memory gets very agitated because there's no placement for an instinct. It's like I run to an I, but what's behind that? There is no substance. It's very disturbing. So we're attached. If you have no attachment, substance or not, you are not affected. Okay. Any other question? Anybody? You have a question, right? Do you want to ask it still? See whether got anybody send me message. No, won't have. No coded message.
So I think this one is pertaining to the question just now. Like during the meditation sitting, I don't really see much arising. Then in the past, I'll just go back to my breath. There's nothing for me to see, so I just go back and see my breath. Then I think just now, Sister Sylvia, you mentioned that then probably it's time to look at the Third Noble Truth.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay. All roads lead back to the Four Noble Truths. You must recognize, you must understand that. I'm learning the aggregates. I'm understanding the three characteristic aggregates because ultimately I want to understand how to let go of craving. So ultimately the intent is for the mind to by itself rest on contentment. So when you told me that when you said the word contentment, there is a lightness and a joy, it means you're very guai. You will follow instruction. Your mind is conditional arising. I gave you the conditional arising contentment, and the mind go, nice. Content. This is essentially conditional arising. You listen. How many of you, when I said the word contentment, had a feeling, has a sense, has a reaction? How many of you? How many of you had no reaction? Were you aware or were you not paying attention? You were aware, but there was no reaction? Must practice more. What is contentment? Huh? Oh, you changed the word to what? It's Darren. Equanimity and contentment are not the same. Mike, coming.
Sorry, I have to change the word to acceptance. Then it starts to
Okay.
calm me down.
Very good. Okay.
The word contentment somehow.
Yes, you haven't, you're not as quiet as her. Didn't follow quickly, follow quickly. No, contentment is a mental state. But it may well be that it may well be that you are someone who must reason your way to an understanding. And because you're very structured in the manner that you reason something through, you will not jump. You need to move through the steps. So indeed, you are right. Contentment is a bridge too far. Let's go with accepting and equanimity and then contentment. He is right. But it is a step. So for you, contentment need nothing. Huh? I see. The reason why, now I explain to you why, for no reason in the middle of nowhere, I introduce the word contentment. Because when you seek to see, when you seek to understand, right? That was what you were doing. You sat, now you are supposed to watch the mind respond to anicca lah, dukkha lah, anatta lah, ayo, so many things to see lah. His thought, because only one day, we must cover the ground one day. Sorry, Julian. Not his fault, my fault, because I believe that we can push. It's always like that. Sitting with me always end up with too much things to do, too little time. Okay? But actually, this is the journey. Okay? This is the journey. It's the journey of your mind. You sit. All roads lead to noble truth, Four Noble Truth. The way to understand the noble truth is to understand yourself. To recognize for yourself your aggregates, because that's where your grasping is. Your grasping is there. You're holding on your desire. But in order for you to be able, because you cannot say, I don't want this. That is wibawa tangha, because it's another form of wanting. You cannot do that. You cannot say, I don't want one thing. I don't want, it doesn't work. You will just amplify it. So you need to understand, you want to train your mind to recognize the aggregates and its habits. Then as you recognize the aggregates and the habits, you look out for certain features. Because once those features are internalized properly, then your mind will naturally turn away. So the features to internalize are impermanence. Because you keep telling yourself, you will die. This will end. The loved ones you have will die. This life will end. My experiences here shifts, flitting, transient, no stability. When you keep focusing on that part, the point will come when you begin to change the way you talk. Today, how do you feed? How does the regular mind feed craving? You tell me. By thinking of the pleasure derived from the contact. That's how you feed craving. So you have to twist that. Instead of feeding craving, you now need to reinforce in your mind reality. You feed craving by thinking of the pleasure you derive from the contact. I feed craving of this food by thinking of the pleasure of that food. The power of the mind to replicate, to reproduce, to let you, to tease you a bit so that you will go back and do again. That's how you feed it. You want to break this cycle, you got to see, instead of the pleasure of that taste, you have to see the pain of that association. So, in a very rude way, instead of looking at input, you look at output, for instance. Instead of looking at how beautiful your hair, we must look at your hair in my food. Then I won't be so enthralled by your hair. You understand? So you are actually shifting the narratives to focus on the problem. The reality is not imagining. It is not imagining. I see your mouth so beautiful, but what's in there? Suddenly you think of saliva and you are not like enthralled anymore. Like how many billions of germs going one way and the other? 1 billion. She's reading the book called The Body. Bill Bryson is brilliant, okay? And when you start to focus on reality as it is, you start to become more moderate, less fixated on one side of the pendulum, or rather one side of the scale. This process requires the training process. This is a training process. The training process requires that you understand the teaching properly so that you can apply correctly. Every part of the teaching has a place in the training process. So you tell me I resisted this or I have no reaction to that, I will be able to tell you based on your description what's going on there. I'm not reading your mind. I'm just reading from what you tell me. And am I so readable? You are no special being, Lei. You are like all humans, and all humans are conditional arising. And because you are conditional arising, it is not difficult to read. Because of science of the mind, it's easy to read. Okay? I happily just talked on and on and on and went way past the question really. So what do you focus on? When your mind has gone quiet, do you go back to the breathing? Now, this is an answer that it's one of those you cannot answer just like that. It has to be contextualized. If your mind for the longest time unable to settle, has a habit of drifting, then you want to go back to something to hold it. Whether it's the body or the breathing, you want to hold it there to reintroduce mindfulness. It has to have degree of steady mindfulness, steady, effortless and steady. So you are aware. The attention is here. And in that attention, in the attentiveness, you're aware you're being attentive. You're aware you're aware. You want to get back there. But if your mind easily settle into this state of being aware, then you need to go into the next stage of the practice, which is to look at craving. Look at your mind seeking, wanting, chasing. You want to look at that one, the habit of the mind to go and latch onto something. Then you say, but my mind's not moving. Oh, very good. Then you watch as this mind. Do you see the third noble truth, which is because there's no craving, there is a sense of peace. Oh, I didn't see that. Must see that. Must see. Because when you see that and you realize that and you realize it well enough, then straight away, first, second, third noble truth, plus the practice, four noble truth. You are awakened. If you don't see that, you're not awakened to the noble truths. If you see that, you are awakened to the noble truths. You are awakened to how your mind works in a mechanical way. Is that awakening? Yes. But did you stay that way? No. That's why you awaken and boom. But something better than nothing, right? If you get awakened in that way, but the clinging is back full force, then there is still clinging. Then you must know it is because you were clinging that there is dukkha. But if you can just accept as is, then there is no dukkha. Is it so simple? Some of you already asking in your head, okay? So simple. Yes, I keep saying the Dhamma is not complex. No, not complicated. Dhamma is quite straightforward. The problem is not the Dhamma. The problem is your kusala, akusala. Now, do you understand why all the great teachers, from Ajahn Chah to Ajahn Jayasaro to Bante Gunaratana, to so many Ajahn who comes our way, Ajahn Brahm, Ajahn Brahmani, I don't know how many more Ajahns along the way, like a string of them telling you, kusala, kusala. Then you, okay, I got that part. Let's go into meditation. Then he went, kusala, kusala. Then you, no, I got that part. Let's go into meditation. You're not getting it. Okay, I repeat, the mind goes quiet enough, you will recognize that there is a state of calm. In the state of calm, you hopefully will see that there is no craving. Then because there's no craving, there is calm, there's peace, there's quiet, there's present. If there is craving, all this will fade away, all gone, back into the normal world. Okay, no craving, no chasing, there's a state of calm. So that's your noble truths. They are all there. But we're not awakened to this. We don't realize the connection. So guess what? We go back to what's the meditation we need to do. Let's go back and focus on the steps. So we sit here. Maybe we must cross leg like this. Maybe the leg must be full lotus. Half lotus can or not. When people ask me half lotus or full lotus, I'll tell them, where you learn from, huh? You're not getting it. It is not the steps. It is what settle your mind. Because once the mind is settled, there is only samadhi. So you can see without diti, wisdom, without diti, without kusala, no samadhi. Got samadhi because you like got samadhi. I mean samadhi in this version, right? But this version, if it doesn't have Dhamma arising in there, then it's just like that. It's just another session. Dhamma must arise. Why? Because with craving, there is becoming. No craving, no more becoming. We as practitioners in this life trying to do two things. Now I'm very careful. I don't want you all to just understand this, okay? We understand how the mind works, so we can tackle the daily dukkha. If in the daily setting, you're letting be, you're accepting, then the dukkha will diminish increasingly. Then if your driver, the wanting, the thirst, that one is further diminished by equanimity and acceptance, but try to get to contentment, okay? When it gets to contentment, then that is where if you die, not if, when you die, so you gotta be careful with the words, when you die, if the contentment is very much a key feature in your mind, it is possible the becoming can end. I'm an arahant. If it ends, you are lah. King Suddhodana, right? Suttadana, yes. The Buddha's father. That's why he was arahant at only deathbed. Because he completely let be. No more becoming. Can I do that? You want to do that means cannot. Means there will be a becoming. You are supernatural Brahma. And you go, alamat, jalat. Now Brahma. 20,000 more years, 20,000 more million years to go. Okay, never mind. Let be. Okay, don't think so much. Okay, does it make sense? So, mind goes quiet, observe the noble truths. If it comes to you, it comes to you. That's when you observe, remember. If it doesn't come to you, it doesn't come to you. Then you just say contentment. Okay? Train yourself that way. Okay, any other question? No more question? You also got no question. All these are my fallback position. You have question? No. You're okay. Grab mic. Grab mic is here.
Thanks for today's sessions because you know what I've gone through, right? So especially on the third and the fourth setting, right? So after what we have thought, I think the Vibhana Tangha, that one is I know what is that, but it never come to my mind that is okay. I don't want those disturbance is part of that, right? And I have been doing that. So it's a habit that they need to get rid of. But today's setting give me a little bit more confidence that I need to learn from my wife also on because she's been doing a lot of sitting. So but I'm not. She have been doing that. So I need to also do a little bit of sitting. Okay, maybe not so right mindset. Must have some competition, right? Otherwise, she always do very well in meditation. Then okay.
I have no idea what that means, but she clearly know what it means.
Yeah, so need to train that. Thank you for the Saturday session.
That one's not the wife. Any other question?
Thank you very much for real insightful day. And the last two meditation was also like profound. I understand now what you mean by focusing the samadhi and then turning it. It was so tangible. What I got was when I turned the samadhi into the statements that you made, it was so shocked. I saw it just go, and it just, I saw it grasp. It was hanging on, it was like, and I didn't know what to do. It didn't know what to do. It wanted to go like this again, and I was like, the revulsion, so the last sit, when you said was no self, it was by that time I was somewhat tired, but I could still turn it in, and I repeated this statement. There was still the shock, but I didn't know what to do after that because you said contentment. It's like, no, because it was just turning away, and it didn't know. It didn't want to go. It didn't. So I didn't know what to do after that.
Okay. Again, one of those questions that require a bit more explanation. This is the reason why the contentment is for the ones who need it. Yeah. It's okay, because there are individuals here who have done all these things and they didn't know what they're doing, but because of the anxiety, the desire to see more and experience more, so it was my way of dousing the fire. Take contentment and douse the fire. Okay. Now, let me just explain this. You want to go into the samadhi only for the Buddhist practitioner. You don't go into the samadhi only after or minimally in conjunction with understanding concepts. You want to do that only when you are building deep confidence in your understanding of the concepts. I repeat, building confidence in your understanding of the teaching. If you go and push for experience of samadhi without an equally proficient understanding of the teaching, what can happen is you may have all kinds of experiences, but you have no takeaway. For whatever stillness that you have, you may have those experiences, but you don't have the takeaway that lead to a coming down of desire. Okay? It doesn't happen. Then when that happens, there will be a part in us that goes, I seem to be able to sit and I can go very still and nothing happens there. But the problem is nothing happens there. Because there isn't the arising of these knowledge. Can I request right at this point for the recording to stop? Then I will tell you a story. Doesn't work. Okay, no more question already. Can I invite all of you to thank your friends because there's sharing in here? Just turn to each other and mwah, 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 happiness. It's a pretty fun session, right? Okay. And I want to remind everyone, this is actually my trademark. I couldn't find another picture better than this. So I keep keeping this one. I know usually I have lots of things to say, but I really want you to see the picture. So beautiful, right? Yeah, kata nyuta, gratitude, chaga, generosity. Kata nyuta is gratitude. Actually, kata nyuta goes with contentment. And generosity is a key teaching of the Buddha. To progress on this path, to be able to make spiritual progress with the attending positive, beneficial conditions, you need to have opportunities. Opportunities, when they arise for you, is really because of merits. Opportunities. So opportunity to come before teachers and good friends and Dhamma access and time and effort, and being able to sit, having time on your side, bond with all the conditions for practice and so on and so forth. All this is really because of merits from a different time and from this time, from this life. It's not all somebody's job, much of which is also yours. You come and you serve in a center, you surely will get in touch with the Sangha that appears there. You come and you support Dhamma friends who are very much into the practice, you surely will be influenced by them. Whether or not you can understand that one is your own state of mind, your own conditions, but you will have opportunities. So a reminder to everyone in this life, you have an opportunity to do dana, to be chaga, please do it. Having that as the, all these guys are giggling already, having that as the backdrop, hospice care. I only for this period lah. Maybe next year if they do another walkathon, I'll start again. Hospice, what is this? Hospice is actually an organization that provides palliative care for terminally ill patient at home. At home, they look after these patients who are able to stay in their own house. They provide free medicine, free medical aid, free medical stuff. And they don't end there. In some cases, after the patients have moved on, they continue to support for a short while the family facing bereavement. And to be able to deliver this service requires, of course, a lot of money. So last year, they were able to raise 23 million. They spent 23 million. Government match dollar for dollar. This year, they want to raise, again, 23 million. They're trying to raise 11.5 million, that kind of thing. But for this walkathon, this particular one, their target is only 400,000. Only 400,000, okay. I have invited people to join our group in the walking. I've invited people to offer dana. Now I'm going to add one more. Please publicize for them. If you know about this, go and help me raise fund. They are very pathetic. Yes, very pathetic because they're very low profile. Not many people know them. And so the result is they have difficulty raising just 400,000. You're like, 400,000, soy. No, we are only 3 weeks away from the walkathon. They are only 220,000, which is really quite sad. So if you can help me publicize this, just let people know, just go and contribute. You don't have to contribute to my team. Or you're all invited to join our team. You don't have to contribute to us. You can also contribute directly to them. But if you want to, you can contribute to us. Okay? Okay, one final one. This one, I promised BF that I will bring this to the attention of others. So here it is. Now, let me just explain. This is Global Buddhist Conference. If you guys have not signed up or you have not heard of it, look at the topics, especially on second day. There's a bunch of Sangha coming in to talk about intermediate state and rebirth, realms of existence. Very fascinating topic, especially on second day. I only talk on the first day. Second day, I go there and moderate. Okay, my job is to moderate. I will not claim to be the expert. When I come back and I tell you what is it like. But right now, my topic is mindful living, which is a topic I'm more familiar with. Okay, so if you're interested, please go onto the BF website, sign up for it. Okay, I just want to add one more. BDMS is a very low profile organization, but they do wonderful work. They publish, they support Bante Dhammika publishing his books, and they do wonderful works in terms of supporting, especially Bante Anoma. He supports people who are moving on, end of life vigil. He goes down and help. I will share one story with you. Someone I know was dying, and he was a Buddhist. He used to operate out of BF because that was where we were. But he's new, so he didn't know Sangha. He had no connection to Sangha. The wife and the son alone, they also had no connections to Sangha. So I told him I will go find a monk, bring the monk in, and offer calm and peace. And I think it was Julian. I got the telephone number, and I passed it to the wife. I said, you just call Bante Anoma. You speak to him directly. Bante doesn't know her. No question asked. He asked, where are you? I come to you. That was how sweet he was. He's like that. Very humble, very loving, very kind person. And she was so touched by his kindness that now she serves. Now she offers a service because the wife was so touched that at this end point, when they were alone and there was nobody, there was just us, the Buddhist friends, and Bante Anoma. So this is a center that is worth your time to come and help out. It's a very small setting, so you don't have to be so shy. And every Sunday, right, you have activities. Okay. Huh? Oh, say louder, say louder. And bus stop is just out there, the food is just downstairs, the parking is all over. What a lovely place. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. And we can share merits.
Just a word from sponsor. Every event got the advertisement. So, okay, how do you find this workshop? Is it good? Would you like to have more? Yes, right. Okay. Sister Sylvia say, we are a small organization. Okay, but I think we carry our weight in the things that we do. For example, what is our motto? Actually, the motto is we will strive to know the Dharma thoroughly. Okay, that's our motto. Okay, and then we will strive to practice it fully. Okay, and the third one is will share the Dharma generously with others. As the sisters always say, right, in liberation, right? How do you get liberated? When you hear the Dharma, right? When you recite it, or when you teach it, right? So this is the things that our center strive to do it. We are small, okay, but I think we publish a lot of Dharma books, especially by Venerable Dhammika, Bande Dhammika, okay, and we are trying to expand this list of authors, okay, and the things that we do is public talks by invited monastics and lay speakers, all right. So all this takes quite a bit of effort. A few of you have come to me and asked, is this free? As a principle, matter of principle, all Dhamma activities are free here. Okay. But of course, Dana is appreciated. Okay. More importantly, okay, pay it forward by volunteering to help to propagate the Dharma. So this is purely for the Dharma. Okay. So we have throughout the year we will have maybe every 2 months we have a speaker coming in. So if those who wants to perhaps can get involved. I think that's the most important. And by getting involved, what do? You actually hear the Dharma. You actually practice it, right? And then that is actually very much to our progress. All right. Okay. You want to announce what the series of talks? By the way, this is Brother Tony.
So there'll be a few events, activities going on in BDMS. So the very first one that will be forthcoming will be the Katina. So Katina will be falls on the 5th of November. So we still have some ropes for donation. So for those who wish to sponsor for the ropes are free to do so. You can approach our BDMS treasurer, Wendy, at the counter for that. Then the next announcement will be Venerable Sangha Sena will be coming on the 12th of November to give a Dharma talk. So Venerable actually has been very, he works very hard. I mean, he contributes a lot on his mission in Ladakh. Ladakh, yes, correct. So it's actually doing charity work, and also by doing the charity work, he spreads the words of Buddha amongst the unfortunate also. So for that, he makes a point to come to Singapore to spread his words and his mission works. So so all of you are kindly invited to on the 12th of November to come and attend his talk. So last but not least, we will have it's the normal puja time. That is the morning, yes. Because all these activities falls on Sunday, so it'll be 10 in the morning. Yeah, so 10 in the morning. So for the last announcement will be Venerable Dhammapala will be coming down he'll be conducting 3 talks, a series of 3 talks in December 2023. So for that, you all can have a look at our BDMS Facebook for more details on that. Okay. Thank you for your attention. In today's session, we'll do the closing chant on page 48. Mano pun bang kamadama Mano seta mano maya Manasa che patutena Basativa karotiva Tato nang dukhamang veti chakam va Vato padam Mano pun bang kamadama Mano seta mano maya Manasa che pasanena basativa karotiva tato nang sukama veti chayava anapayeni tato nang sukhaman veti ichayava anapayeni tato nang sukhaman veti ichayava anapayeni. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. To end the session, we'll make 3 bows to the Buddha.